WHYY, in association with the Philadelphia College of the Performing Arts, is proud to present Plácido Domingo, the tenor, the teacher.
Good morning to all of you. Thank you very much. And first of all, I want to tell you how happy and how honored I feel that the Philadelphia College of Performing Arts is giving this honor to me. I'm very, very happy to be here. Well, I think that this is the most exciting moment because it's when we are going to listen to some singers. I'm going to try to concentrate myself to hear them very carefully, so to be able to really tell them something, then I think it will be helpful. The first singer we are going to listen today is a tenor, and his name is James Longacre. Bravo, Jimmy, that's really beautiful. First of all, it's a beautiful voice, which is, I think, is one of the most important things that you have to be an opera singer. One thing that I can detect right in the beginning, let me tell you, that's something that I very rarely heard, because this aria, it could be very easily confused. This aria, because of the somehow melancholic introduction with the bassoon, is very easily confused into a sad aria, you know? Many people think that it's a sad aria, and it's not a sad. It's a very happy aria, because finally he is having the love of the girl that he loves. And it's so much, you know, you start to hear him sort of, una furtiva lacrima. So the first thing you have to put yourself is into the situation of the place, and you do it beautifully. You show your happiness even before, during the introduction, and it's coming right away in the first sound. Don't forget that the most important thing always for the singing is something that I think you are very lucky that Franco Iglesias is teaching you, which is the supporting of the voice. And I have been carrying on my career with the supporting, and I can tell you I have never taken another singing lesson. So it's really, I think that you are lucky. If you can learn about the support, that's the most beautiful thing. Now, you have to think that the opera houses, being small or being big, doesn't matter. It all depends on the acoustic, how good is the acoustic. But you have to be able to deliver to the people that is at the last place. So don't ever relax this one. This is a muscle that you have to start working with before, when you are warming up, and then during the whole performance, you can never let it relax. You can never forget about that. That's the most important thing, the breathing. At least it has been for me, and I think that most of the singers can tell you the same. Then, now, could you please, Gina, go to the place when he said, I palpiti sentir, confondere I miei coi sospiri. Okay. Okay. Excuse me. Here is what you have to, that's the example that I want to tell you about. When you have the repetition of a word, is especially when you have, especially singing Verdi and singing Donizetti, most of the time the text is repeat. The same words, they get repeat several times. So when you have I palpiti sentir, you have to make a difference. You cannot say it both ways. I palpiti sentir. You know, you have to make the com. You are repeating. So I say I palpiti sentir. You see, you cannot say it the same way. The inflection has to come the second time, and then it makes a completely. The people, some of the people in the public, they might not know what you are doing, but certainly they feel the difference. They cannot say especially, okay, yes, he underlined the word I palpiti again, but they feel the difference. They know somehow the expression is different. Okay? Try to do it, sure. just from. Per poco a suoi sospiri, I palpiti sentir. Now, confondere. Confondere I miei co suoi sospiri. In this phrase, when you are holding the F, confondere I miei coi suoi sospiri, cielo. When it's coming the word cello, want to tell you is then the word cello, it has to illuminate, it has to come the sunshine. You know, I mean, you are building that F and arriving to the G, it has to really illuminate the place. I mean, that's really the most of your feeling. Cello, si può morire. I could really die, you know? So when you arrive to that moment, you really have to feel, you know, all the happiness. And so you do it into the crescendo from the F and then the portamento to the G. And when you arrive to the G, it's an explosion, you know, the world has to come out of your soul. Let's do it again.
Okay.
Okay. Comfort. Okay. So you are understanding that di più non chiedo. Again you repeat non chiedo. Do it. Don't forget that. Di più non chiedo. When it comes again, non chiedo, it's something different.
More of a state.
Okay? Yes. Again, be careful. Just be careful. One of the most important things for me is the way you deliver the text. The text, however, even if some people might not understand what you are saying because we sing in Italian, in French, in German, in Russian, whatever, but you have to feel that some people is in the whole, they really understand what you are saying. And also, then you have to be so clear that the people that doesn't understand, they really do it because you are saying the text right. So don't never underestimate the text. Every word has the importance. So just take it from that and I let you finish the aria. It's beautiful. Di più non chiedo, non chiedo. Non chiedo. Non chiedo. Beautiful. Si può morire, ah si morire. That's beautiful. Just one more thing. I'm sorry if I am not brief, you know. Again, forgive me. But I cannot leave one thing that I hear. It's the timing, something very important also. The last word, d'amor, you have to really feel the right timing. After you do the si può morire, si può morire. You know, don't attack too quick the note. Mm-hmm. Use the timing. You know, it's very important, the timing. So when you finish the last, take the last G flat. Ah, si morir, ah, si morir. Beautiful. Okay, now the second singer, we are going to hear soprano Cecilia Dempsey. So, Cecilia. Bravo, Cecilia. Beautiful sound. Very, very beautiful.
Thank you.
Now, the first thing, this is perhaps the first time that you are talking to the man that you really love, you know? And you dare to talk to him, not only to talk to him, but you dare to give him an advice, you know? Signora ascolta, okay. And you have to do it. Your approach to him, in this case, it has to be a lot more timid, a lot more interior, you know? First of all, let me tell you, I think that the tempo is a little too slow.
Okay.
It's a little too slow.
Okay.
In the very beginning, you know, I think for the phrasing, it could go, Signore ascolta, Signore ascolta. All this Puccini music is really, the rubato line is in every other bar, and you have to feel it. You have to go with the text. You have to say the text. You have the same thing that I was saying before. to the tenor is that you have to be able to underline something when you repeat it. This is really very, very important, and you have it there. When you repeat the word I may, can we just do it? No, whatever. Ah, here. Si spezza il cuore. Ok. Si spezza. Si. You really have to break there. You really have to break. Even if you don't break the sound, it's a comma, and you repeat the note, the sentence. Si spezza sorry, you have to separate the two words, really.
Yeah.
But because really that's you make emphasis the second time. The first time you just say it, and the second time you make it stronger, the point. Now, col tuo nome nell'anima, there is a big difference with the name, for the next phrase. Col tuo nome nell'anima, col nome tuo sulle labbra. You know? So the first one, it is, I mean, you are being very there. You really are daring there. The first one, you are talking about the soul, and the second one, you're talking about the lips. And it has to be a certain, you have to be almost sorry you say it, you know? So you are going to say it, but the first one you say, col tuo nome nell'anima, col nome tuo sulle labbra. Ma se il tuo destino domani sarà di ti, then you have to continue, because you realize then you are going too far saying. So you have to change, and you have to change the tempo in a way, you know, that rubato. Now, just be careful with the legato line, because your voice is so rich and so beautiful and full, really, that when you make the legato line, just be careful that you don't tend to do this. Ma se il tuo destino, ahimè, sarà dolci. You know what I mean? I am exaggerating a little bit, but you have to be able to have the line of the legato. You have to go from one note to the other one without chopping a little bit the sound, which is already full, so you just have to make the right legato there. Can we do, maybe from here? Noi morrem sul... Okay.
Okay.
Try it again. Okay, the next phrase, very late. Just be careful. Be careful with the R's. Ei perderà. Ei perderà. Don't say ei perderà. Don't make a R. The R sound has to be very light there. Repeat it again. Be careful. No, you are making a little bit not so interesting. Suo figlio is the real interest of the phrase. Don't go, ei perderà suo figlio. You are being too musical there. In a way, the music is written in a certain way. The interpretation, it has to be sometimes different. You know, it's not exactly the music. So, ei perderà suo figlio. So, go, you know, ei perderà suo figlio. Don't go, ei perderà. go from one phrase and the arriving point is suo figlio. And then the same thing with the next, io l'ombra d'un sorriso. Okay, do that and I let you finish the aria. Okay, ei perderà. Okay. The first singer we are going to listen today is a tenor, and his name is Paul Robinson. It's not a repetition, but it's a beautiful. Well, this aria is very difficult because it has different F sharps, and before hitting that A natural at the end, you have the repetition of the F sharps, which really drives you crazy. I would want you to start the aria, and I will tell you something when you get to the first F sharp. Okay? Just the last two. Now, what's very good, the F sharp, you don't commit yourself too much into the tenuto of the note, but that could come later. It could be nicer if you really hold a little bit the F sharp and making a little bit of diminuendo going to the next phrase. Now, la rampogna vana all'ansia che m'ancora. Never use a trick in the verismo. If you feel it, do it, but don't do all'ansia che m'ancora. You know? Never do it. If the voice breaks, if there's a feeling in it, do it. But never try to do something that you don't feel. Because you are destroying the line and you are not being sincere. Let me just sit at the piano one moment for the next phrase. Can you take the phrase? One thing, don't forget that as important as is the A natural here, the importance is coming when you hit the G, you know? So don't get out of breath and don't use everything on the A natural, then you know that you are not going to be able to give everything on the G after. Now, just be careful. For me, the F sharps, they were a little too wide, too open, because it provokes the going from the F sharp to the A natural. It becomes more difficult, you know. And try to go with the diaphragm, really, for the F. You know, don't try to hit F, F, A, but hit F, F, A. Set yourself in the F and go to the A. Ma se amor cadrà. Then the important note is that, okay? Let's do it just to finish, okay? Ma se amor. Just one more thing. Memoria in cuore. There you can feel the expression there. In cuore. You can use that expression, then it comes natural, almost a singhiozzo. Then it's not too much, but use the C there. And in cuor mi do the crescendo coming from the C to the B. The next singer, we have a soprano. Her name is Jeannie Kelly. Bravo, G. That's beautiful also. And now, the first thing in this aria is, as always, it's not a repetition, but it really is the character. The idea of the first love, it has to come really full in the aria, right in the beginning, you know. For the first coloratura that you have, it has to come really like the sunshine, like it's the first, you know, really the, what you call Cupid, really, you know, like the arrow going into your heart right away. For the first time in your life, you have to feel it with the music, and he's right there. He's right there, you know. Now, however, immediately after the first session of the aria, the very fast one, is coming a second one, then you have to use then your romanticism, all the legato. So I want to feel that contrast, just few bars to the end of the first part, which you are really, absolutely, really in heaven. Exactly the excitement of this is the short note. So the appoggiatures with the short notes, don't overdo it. That's exactly the excitement of the moment. You know, don't underestimate those little notes, okay? Now, one suggestion. The B flat is the important note, but don't start. Hold a little bit the first note, you know, so then you settle the B flat. Otherwise, it's too unexpected, okay? So, okay. Use the legato really. Tiara, tiara, tiara. You know, like everything is going into your heart. You feel the arrows coming in every moment. Be careful with the legato in French. There's a difference from the legato in French than in the Italian. In French, you have to exaggerate the pronunciation of some of the consonants more than the Italian. The Italian you will, if you were singing Italian, you can say loin, loin d'hiver morose. Yeah, you say loin d'hiver morose. You have to underline the consonants. Okay. Let's go now to the very ending. No, let's do that. That's worth it. Let's do it again.
spectacular. Well, I think we have been lucky because it's very little you can say sometimes when you hear bad voices. But we have had beautiful and really talented singers, I think fantastic talent, and I feel very happy because it's easier for me to speak that way. Well, first of all, again, I mean, no, I don't think the devil needs an introduction, but strange enough, in this case it needs, because it's coming from the piano. It's coming from the piano. Start from the beginning. I will enjoy it again. We'll keep it. Really. And then the contrast in the names. Okay. enjoy the phrase before. I mean, you enjoy it so much that you laugh after. You know? Really, prepare yourself into the mood of laughing because what you are saying is so terrible, you know? It's really, I mean, then you really enjoy the next phrase. So, really prepare. You know, then you are preparing the laughing. Okay, repeat just the last phrase. See. Small legato. The consonant again, when you repeat the word again. Pourquoi refuser? The second one. Really, pourquoi refuser? I mean, just plain, you know, very clever. Okay? Catherine. No allemand. Allemand qui vous emploie. Allemand qui vous Allemand qui vous emploie. Pourquoi refuser? Okay, now microphone. Okay, the first one really enjoyed, the second one showed a little more of seriousness. Really more contrast. You know, like you are already roasting Faust. I mean, you see him already with you in hell. Really, you know, you are really roasting him. So, okay, serious. Okay, so let's go just to the final.
Luciano Pavarotti's master classes at the Juilliard Opera School, Monday nights at 10:30 here on 13.